We're told our whole lives that our past is this huge, heavy thing that defines us. That if you're unhappy now, you've got to dig back into your childhood to figure out why. But what if that's not just wrong? What if that whole idea is the very thing holding you back? Well, we're going to dive into that, and it might just change how you see, well, everything.
So, let's just start with this bombshell from Albert Ellis, the guy who founded a whole school of therapy called REBT. He says, straight up, your past didn't mess you up. You did. Whoa, I know, that's a tough pill to swallow. It sounds like he's blaming us. But stick with me, because what he's really doing is giving us back our power. Let's break down how.
First things first, we have to talk about what Ellis called the myth of your past. This is a huge idea, and it's basically the foundation of 100 years of thinking about psychology. The traditional way of thinking, which, funny enough, Ellis himself used to practice, is that you have to explore all the gory details of your childhood to get better, right? Something bad happened back then, and that's why you feel bad today. It makes a certain kind of sense. But Ellis started noticing something. His clients would talk and talk about the past, but they weren't actually getting any better.
So he asked this really radical question. What if the event, let's call it A, doesn't actually cause the feeling? Let's call it C. What if there's a missing link in that chain, a piece of the puzzle that we've all been overlooking this whole time?
And that missing link is the absolute core of his whole framework. It's a beautifully simple but incredibly powerful model he called the ABCs of emotion. Okay, here it is. A is the activating event. This is the thing that happens. Your boss criticizes your work. Someone you like doesn't text you back. C is the consequence. That's the feeling you get. Anxiety, anger, sadness. Now, we usually think A leads straight to C, but Ellis said, no. He put B right in the middle. B is your belief system. The event has to get filtered through what you believe about it. And this is the game changer. The real power, the thing that actually determines how you feel, isn't the event itself. It's your belief about the event. It's not the criticism that makes you feel worthless. It's your belief that criticism is terrible and means you're a failure. And guess what? The belief, that's the one part you can actually control.
Let's look at this side by side. The event is getting criticized at work. Now, a rational belief sounds something like this. Okay, I don't like this, but I can handle it. Maybe there's a point here I can learn from. The feeling you get is probably annoyance, maybe some motivation. No big deal. But an irrational belief sounds totally different. It's a demand. I absolutely must not be criticized. This is awful. It proves I'm just an unlovable person. And where does that belief lead? Straight to shame, depression, and maybe wanting to hide under your desk. The event was the same. The belief changed everything.
So this brings us right to the heart of it all. It's not the world happening to you. It's your own thinking, your own beliefs that are the real source of your emotional pain.
Let this one sink in. You are not a passive victim. You're not just some product stamped out by your past experiences. You are an active creator. In every moment, you're interpreting and reacting to what's happening. You are choosing, whether you realize it or not, how to think about things. You are co-creating your reality.
So then why does the past feel so incredibly powerful? Well, Ellis says it's because we're not leaving it in the past. We're keeping it alive right now, today. How? First, we keep rethinking the same rigid, irrational beliefs we might have learned as kids. Second, we actively, stubbornly hold on to those beliefs right now. And third, we just refuse to challenge them, to think differently. So it's not some ghost from the past haunting you. It's you, in the present, choosing to keep feeding that ghost.
Okay, so that's the theory. But let's see how this actually plays out with real people. These stories are wild, and they come straight from one of Ellis's own therapy groups.
So first you have Karen, and her story sounds totally familiar, right? My mom told me I was stupid, so now I hate myself. A causes C, past causes present. Case closed. Seems to make perfect sense. And then you have Rob, who backs her up. My dad pressured me to be something I'm not, and now I have no confidence. A causes C. Again, it fits the old model perfectly. It really seems like we're proving the point that our parents are to blame. But then the whole argument gets turned on its head. This is Audrey. And listen to this. She says her parents were the nicest people, always telling her she was bright and beautiful. And yet, She calls herself a basket case, just as self-hating as she could possibly be. Wait a minute, her story completely shatters the other two. She had the good past, and she's still miserable.
So what is going on here? If a bad past doesn't automatically make you miserable, and a good past doesn't automatically make you happy, then the past cannot be the main thing. It just can't be. So what is the real cause?
And then Jose, another person in the group, just nails it. He says, I brought my perfectionistic self to his loving parents. Think about that. No matter how much they accepted him, he pig-headedly refused to accept himself. There it is, the B. His internal belief system, his rigid perfectionism, was more powerful than all the love and support in the world. He was the source of his pain, not his amazing parents.
Okay, so we've torn down the old model. We've seen that it's our beliefs, not our past, that run the show. So what do we do about it? This is the most important part. Let's get practical and talk about how you can actually reframe your own past.
Let's walk through this exercise. So pick a bad memory. The activating event, A, is, my parents made me wear hand-me-down clothes. Now find the irrational belief, the IB, that you attach to that. Maybe it was something like, I must not be laughed at. It's shameful. If they laugh, it means I am a fool. That belief is what leads to the consequence, C, of shame and misery. Now the work is to dispute that belief and create a new, rational one, an RB. I don't like it, but I can handle it. Them laughing at my clothes doesn't make me a fool. See how that new belief changes the feeling? It just takes the sting out of it.
Ultimately, your job is to become a kind of detective of your own mind. You have to hunt down those rigid, demanding beliefs. All the I musts, it's awfuls, I can't stands. And once you find them, you have to actively, forcefully, and repeatedly challenge them and replace them with beliefs that are flexible, realistic, and rational.
And that's really what this is all about. The power isn't about trying to forget your past or pretend it didn't happen. It's about understanding that you are not its prisoner. The key to the cell is in your pocket right now. It's the beliefs you choose to hold. So the only question that's left is the one you see right here. What irrational belief are you, right now, choosing to keep alive? And what are you going to do about it?